Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Distinguished guests and honored veterans, as Master of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge number 428, I stand before you tonight with immense pride and gratitude as we gather to celebrate the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps and our third annual United States Marine Corps Benefit Dinner. As we begin this evening's festivities, it is essential that we remember the spirit of unity, service, and camaraderie that brings us all together. Our gathering tonight represents the very best of our community, where organizations like Rotary, the Masonic Lodge, and a Women's Club unite for a common cause, supporting our Marines and sailors and their families. Tonight's program is packed with moments of inspiration, recognition, and service, all dedicated to honoring our military veterans and those who serve our nation. We have the privilege of hosting esteemed dignitaries, organizations, and individuals who embody the principles of service and selflessness. So as we embark on this memorable evening, let us celebrate not only the rich traditions of the United States Marine Corps, but also the enduring bonds of community and the power of collective action. I extend my warmest welcome to all of you and express my heartfelt appreciation for your presence here tonight. I now take great pleasure in introducing our Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Raymond E. Foster. Worshipful Brother Foster is a past master of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge, the current officers coach of the Lodge, the immediate past president of the Rotary Club of San Dimas, the current president of the San Dimas Rotary Foundation, and the secretary of the San Dimas Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors.
The thing that Wayne did was move the notes around so I couldn't find them. Thanks, Wayne. Hey, thank you, Worshipful Schmidt. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here tonight to celebrate the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, let us pause for a moment of reflection and gratitude. We begin this evening's festivities with an invocation, seeking the blessings for our Marines, their families, and all those who've served our great nation. The invocation will be delivered by Worshipful J. Scharf, our chaplain for this evening. Please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the colors and Pledge of Allegiance.
Almighty Creator, great architect of the universe, as we assemble on this remarkable occasion, the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, and our third annual United States Marine Corps Benefit Dinner, we invoke your presence and seek your guidance. In the spirit of the Rotary four-way test, let our actions tonight reflect truth, fairness, goodwill, and benefit to all. As Masonic principles of charity and brotherhood unite us, grant us the strength to extend our hands in support of our Marines, their families, and our beloved community. May our efforts be a testament to the ideals we hold dear, and may this evening be blessed with unity, compassion, and purpose. Amen.
Explorer Scout Post number 80, you will represent the colors. Do they need to be wound up?
Stand hot! Forward march! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Hold! Left face! Forward march! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Hold! Present colors!
Please join me in pledging allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we gather in spirit of service, unity, and camaraderie. As Rotarians, we live by the motto, service above self, a commitment that drives us to make a positive impact in our communities and around the world. In the Masonic tradition, we embrace the principles of charity, fraternity, and moral uprightness. These two noble organizations share a common thread of selfless service, dedication to making the world a better place. Tonight, as we celebrate the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps and come together for our third annual benefit dinner, we have the honor of hosting esteemed dignitaries who embody these principles. Their presence serves as a testament to the power of collaboration and the boundless potential when community organizations unite for a common cause. Let us begin this evening by welcoming and extending our gratitude to our distinguished guests who have joined us in this noble endeavor to support our Marines, their families, and community. So let's begin. Would State Senator Bob Archuleta please rise? Senator Archuleta represents the 30th District. He is a staunch supporter of military personnel, military families, and veterans. Among his many senatorial duties, he chairs the Senate Committee on Military and Veterans Affairs. He has also served on the Los Angeles County Military Veteran Affairs Commission and the United States Army Advisory Board in Military Recruitment. He is an Army combat veteran, former paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne Division, and served with the Montebello Police Department. Please join me in welcoming State Senator Bob Archuleta. Thank you for your service, sir. Would Mayor Emmett Badar please rise? Mayor Emmett Badar was elected to City Council in 2007 and re-elected in all subsequent elections. Emmett represents the city of San Dimas as a delegate to the California League of Cities, the California Contract Cities Association. Emmett and his wife Pam have lived in San Dimas since 1985. He's the father of Robert, Brianna, and Janelle. He's a retired detective supervisor, having served in law enforcement for 35 years. Moreover, our mayor is a United States Marine. Please join me in welcoming the mayor of our hometown, Emmett Badar. Two elected officials from the Bonita Unified School District are present this evening. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until both have been recognized, and please hold your applause until both have been recognized. It is my pleasure to introduce Greg Pilato. In addition to being the Vice President of the Bonita Unified School District Board of Education, he is the Master-elect of San Dimas Masonic Lodge and a member of the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support. It is also my pleasure to introduce Derek Bamano. In addition to being a member of the Bonita Unified Board of Education, he's the Junior Warden-elect of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge and a member of the Rotary Club of San Dimas. Please join me in welcoming these two community servants. This evening, we're fortunate to have with us in attendance members of the Diamond Bar City Council. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all have been recognized. Please hold your applause until all have been called. Mayor Andrew Chow. Andrew Chow was elected to the Diamond Bar City Council in 2018 and now serves as the mayor after his re-election in 2022. With a finance career and his own small business in Diamond Bar, Andrew champions local small enterprises through initiatives like the Diamond Bar CEO Circle. Mayor Pro Tem Stan Liu. Stan Liu was elected to the Diamond Bar City Council in November 2020. Prior, he served as the City Parks and Recreations Commissioner. He is currently a sustainable and socially responsible entrepreneur. Mayor Liu holds a Master's of Business Administration with a concentration in finance from the California State University, LA, and a bachelor's degree in computer information systems from Azusa Pacific. Ruth Lowe. There we are. Hello, Ruth. Ruth Lowe was first elected to the Diamond Bar City Council in 2015. She has since completed 2 terms as mayor. Councilman Lowe is a deputy district attorney with the Los Angeles County Deputy District or the District Attorney's Office. She regularly appears in Los Angeles County Superior Court and the California Court of Appeals, representing the people of the state of California. I can tell you personally, she is a champion for victims, and we most appreciate all the work you've done at the DA's office. And then we have Dr. Chi Yu Teng. He is serving his first term on the Diamond Bar City Council. Dr. Teng has a doctoral degree in chemistry from Cornell University, as well as a Doctor of Medicine from the University of Miami. He has practiced medicine for more than 30 years and has a clinic in neighboring City of Industry. In 2004, Teng co-founded the Central Health Plan of California, a Diamond Bar-based healthcare organization serving older adults through Southern California. And finally, Steve Tai. Steve's not here this evening. Would you please join me in welcoming these community leaders? Thank you. In addition to elected officials from the city of San Dimas and Diamond Bar and the district here, we also have from the Walnut Valley Water District, Teresa Lee. Please stand, Ms. Lee. Thank you for being here this evening. It's my pleasure to introduce somebody who's becoming a fast friend, and you make friends with the district reps. My pleasure to introduce Anthony Moreno, district representative of State Senator Susan Rubio. Please join me in welcoming him. Also present this evening is fellow Rotarian and San Dimas City Manager, Chris Constantine. Chris, please stand and be recognized. Tonight we have the honor of having Captain Waleed Ashrafana, the commanding officer of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Station. Well, I guess Captain Ash got his own fan club here tonight, so thank you very much. Thank you for being here, Captain. Okay, let's see. As a Rotary Club is a community-focused organization with a noble purpose to bring together individuals from diverse backgrounds who share a commitment to service both locally and globally. These dedicated members, known as Rotarians, work collaboratively to address pressing societal challenges, promote goodwill, and advance positive change. Through various service projects, Rotary Clubs aim to make meaningful impact in areas such as education, health care, and clean water access, hunger relief, and disaster response. Rotary's overarching mission is encapsulated in its motto, service above self, reflecting the dedication to fostering a positive change in our world, one community at a time. And we have 2 Rotary presidents tonight. Would Mac Moore, president of Walnut Valley Rotary Club, please stand, as well as Dominic Torres, chair of the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support. Dominic's over here, Mac's over there. Thank you for being here, gentlemen. Would any other president or past president of a Rotary Club please stand? President or past president? I know we got him out here. Yay! Please join me in welcome. Thank you. The Grand Lodge of Masons in California was established in 1850. It serves as the governing body for Freemasonry within the state. It's located in San Francisco. This historic institution plays a pivotal role in overseeing more than 300 Masonic lodges and chapters throughout California. It upholds the principles of Freemasonry, which include promoting moral and ethical values, community service, and personal development. The Grand Lodge fosters a sense of unity and camaraderie among Masons while supporting charitable endeavors and maintaining Masonic traditions. With a rich history and a commitment to the core values, the Grand Lodge of Masons in California continues to be a cornerstone of Masonic community in this state. Would the following Grand Lodge officers stand and remain standing until all have been called? Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Worshipful Stephen Miller, Grand Organist. Worshipful Alfonso Sanchez, Inspector of the 723rd Masonic District. Worshipful Robert Seacrest, Inspector of the 729th Masonic District. Thank you for being here this evening. The title of Master in a Masonic Lodge refers to the Worshipful Master, who is the highest ranking officer and the leader of the lodge. In ancient times, the word worshipful meant respected. because when a Master Mason is elected by the members to lead them, he is given the title of Worshipful Master, indicating that he is a respected Master Mason, and he retains the title even after leaving his office. The Worshipful Master is responsible for presiding over the lodge meetings and ensuring that the lodge's activities are conducted in accordance with Masonic rituals, traditions, and regulations. This position is held for 1 year, during which the Worshipful Master guides the lodge's activities, represents the lodge in Masonic matters, and works to promote fellowship, principles of Freemasonry within the lodge and the broader community. It's with great pleasure I introduce the current Worshipful Master of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge, number 428, Worshipful Wayne Schmidt, and his wife, Pat. Please stand. Would any other masters or past masters of Masonic lodges please stand? Masters or past masters? There we go. There we are. Thank you very much for your service. Well, we're getting through this. We're almost down to the important people. So, a women's club is a community-based organization typically composed of women from diverse backgrounds and interests who come together to engage in various social, cultural, and educational, as well as philanthropic activities. These clubs serve as a platform for women to connect, share experience, and work collaboratively on projects that benefit their communities. Whether focused on promoting arts and culture, supporting local charities, advocating for social causes, or providing educational opportunities, women's clubs empower their members to make a positive impact and foster meaningful relationships while addressing the needs of their communities. These clubs often play a vital role in promoting gender equality, promote personal growth, and community development. We have with us this evening several presidents of women's club organizations, and it's my pleasure to introduce, and if you would rise when your name is called, please hold your applause until all have been recognized. First is Claudia Maidenberg with the Diamond Bar Women's Club. Bonnie Duenas with the Roland Heights Women's Club. Cuca Rodriguez with the Baldwin Park Women's Club. Tammy Miller with the Laverne San Dimas Women's Club. And Pat Borchard, who is the president of the Foothill District of Women's Clubs. Thank you for your community service and leadership. Please welcome them. Okay, let's see. Blue Star Mothers is a remarkable organization composed of mothers who have children serving or who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Founded during World War II, this nonprofit support group has grown into a nationwide network of chapters united by a shared mission to provide emotional support, care packages, and a sense of community to military families. These dedicated Blue Star mothers work tirelessly to ensure that those serving in the military, as well as their families, feel a strong sense of connection and appreciation. We have with us this evening from the Blue Star Mothers of HOME, which is located in the Inland Empire. Please join me in welcoming their president, Moya Fisher. Moya? There we go. Would all Rotarians please stand and remain standing? Would all Masons please stand and remain standing? Would all members of women's clubs stand and remain standing? Folks, this is why things work. These people right here. Please give them a round of applause. A Marine Corps League detachment is a branch or chapter of the Marine Corps League, a national organization composed of veterans and supporters of the United States Marine Corps. These detachments serve as a vital link between former Marines, FMF corpsmen, and chaplains who are no longer on active duty and in the Marine Corps. They provide a platform for camaraderie, community service, and preservation of the traditions and values of the Corps. Detachments engage in various activities, including veteran support, honoring fallen Marines, and participating in patriotic events to promote the Marine Corps spirit and uphold its legacy of honor, courage, and commitment. We have with us this evening Senior Vice Commandant Manuel Ibarra from PFC Eugene, Obregon, MOH Detachment 1347. Please stand and be recognized. He's in traffic, I imagine. Well, when he gets here, we'll make him march up front. And allow me to introduce some of my new friends here real quickly. Allow me to introduce the Stars and Stripes Ministry at Holy Name of Mary. a dedicated group with a profound mission. Their purpose is to provide unwavering support to the courageous individuals who serve or have served in our military. This ministry plays a vital role in the extensive network of community organizations in San Dimas, combating food insecurity among military families. Would you please welcome members of the Stars and Stripes military ministry? Please stand and be recognized. Three years ago, I made some fast friends, and I'm going to introduce them all. This year, with the collaborative strength of their community partnerships, the Diamond Bar Women's Club Military Outreach Committee aspires to touch the lives of 150 Marine and Navy families at Camp Pendleton and 29 Palms Marine Corps Base through their Making Spirits Bright program. Together, they aim to bring the magic of the holiday season to those who sacrifice so much for our nation. Please join me in recognizing the members of this committee. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all have been called. Please hold your applause until they're all standing. First is Barbara Armstrong, Rachel Kirk, Teresa Lee, Nancy Lyons, Jen Melke, Kathleen New, Sonia Reed, and Diana Zhao. They are the reason we are here this evening. Thank you so much. As we celebrate the 248th birthday of the Marine Corps and support our military families, it's essential that we also pay tribute to the backbone of our armed forces by honoring our military veterans. These brave men and women have made incredible sacrifices in service of their nation. Their unwavering commitment to duty and honor inspires us. Tonight, we have the privilege of welcoming a distinguished group of military veterans who have served with valor and dedication. Their presence among us is a testament to the enduring spirit of their service and the sacrifice that defines our armed forces. As your branch of service is called, please stand and remain standing until all veterans have been called. Please hold your applause until all veterans are standing. I call on all Army veterans and active duty soldiers to stand and be recognized. I call on all Navy veterans and active duty sailors to stand and be recognized. I call on all Air Force veterans and active duty veterans to stand and be recognized. I call on all Coast Guard veterans and active duty Coast Guardsmen to stand and be recognized. Coast Guard. Coast Guard. All right, here we go again, guys. I call on all Marine Corps veterans and active duty Marines to stand and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, thank these veterans for their service. So I'd like at this moment, if you just direct your attention to the stage, I'm going to call for our state senator, Bob Archuleta, to come up and make presentation to the Making Spirits Bright Committee.
Thank you so much. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Senator Bob Archuleta, and I am so proud to be here on this weekend where we honor our men and women who served our great country. I'm a former paratrooper, if you heard. I served with the 82nd Airborne. I'm a combat veteran, and I'm so proud. I want to share something with you. The parents that are out there, I have two sons that are serving in the military right now, both West Point graduates. One's in Connecticut, one is in Europe. One is Special Forces Green Beret, one served with the 3rd Army, and all two of them, meaning 3 of us, are all paratroopers. But I will tell you, today is not the day for the paratroopers, and I'm sorry, not the day for the Army, the Navy, or the Air Force. It's the Marine Corps that we're honoring. So happy birthday, Marines. And if I may, really quick, I'd just like to share with you, if you know a Marine, you got to thank them, you got to ask them, do you know your history? Hey, how about the fact that you look pretty young for 248 years old, but we'll take it. The other thing is the history that the Marines have given this country is amazing. As they say, from the shores of Tripoli and so on, but the Marines have been fighting our battles for 248 years, 248 hundred years. My God, how long has it been? They have a history that goes back that, you know, when we think of the Marines, we got to think of World War I, we got to think of World War II, and especially Iwo Jima, Saipan, the Philippines, the work they did in the Pacific, and also in Iraq, Afghanistan, Korea. It goes on. They were always there in our battles. So to the Marine Corps, we thank you and we welcome you today, and the Marines that are in the house. One more applause for the Marines. Happy birthday. So as the chair of the Military and Veterans Committee for the state of California, I'm afforded the opportunity to visit the 31 military bases here in California, and I have been in 29 Palms and Camp Pendleton. So I actually had the opportunity to get with the company commanders and the battalion commanders and the commanding officer of 29 Palms, put on the helmet once again and the gear and hike up with them for a bit. And firsthand, and I asked them all, would you do it again? I ask every Marine in the room, would you do it again? It's always, yes, sir, we'll do it again if we had to. But the ones that are doing it again and again is the families that love the Marines. In this case, it's the support for the Diamond Bar Women's Club, the Military Outreach Program, the Armed Services, YMCA, 29 Palms, and San Dimas Rotary Club. So all of you, we thank you for what you're doing. And as these Marine families that are stationed there, we have to remember that Christmas is around the corner, and so this committee has put something together that we have to recognize. So on behalf of the state of California and the Senate, I'm going to quickly read this because it will tell you what this committee has done, what it means for the Marine Corps, the men and women who wear the uniform, but more importantly, their families, because it says, making spirits bright. To the committee, we recognize you, and God bless you for the work you've done. I'm proud to recognize the Making Spirits Bright program for their unwavering commitment to spreading joy and warmth during the Christmas holiday season to our esteemed military families. Making Spirits Bright program has become a beacon of hope and generosity, shining its light specifically on the military families stationed at 29 Palms, Camp Pendleton Marine Corps Base, and the tireless work and dedication that they provide has ensured that the holiday season is a time of joy for those who have given so much to our country. Their commitment to making the holiday season brighter, to have a dedication to themselves or family, to recognize their service to our nation, exemplifies the highest ideals of compassion and generosity. Their invaluable contribution to the well-being and the happiness of our military families is commended. So on behalf of the 30th Senate District, myself, Senator Bob Archuleta, we recognize you. We say thank you and God bless you for serving our families.
Okay, so we're back on track. We took a little deviation there. We weren't too deviant, I don't think. So, but I'd like to introduce to you tonight Marine First Sergeant Ben Holmes. He immigrated to the United States from New Zealand in 1989 at the age of 12. In 1995, after finishing high school in rural East Texas, Ben joined the Marines almost immediately and would call the Corps home for the next 2 decades. Ben's service includes nearly 4 years as a Marine Corps drill instructor, 6 deployments, which include 2 combat tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan, and concluded his assignment with the 1 MEF, the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, Inspector General Chief. Ben's personal awards include 2 Purple Hearts and a Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with V device denoting valor in combat. In 2011, while deployed to Afghanistan with the 3rd Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion, and just a few days before he was supposed to leave the country, the vehicle Ben was commanding was struck by an improvised explosive device in the southern Helmand province, prematurely ending a highly successful deployment as a company operations chief. The IED blast shattered Ben's right ankle and broke his left side of his pelvis. A little more than a year and 16 surgeries later, doctors determined that a below-the-knee amputation was the best course of action. Since retiring from the Marine Corps in 2015, Ben has completed his master's degree in history and education and works as a middle school teacher. In 2019, Ben was selected as the Vista Unified School District Substitute Teacher of the Year. And when he is not in the classroom, boy, we got what Airborne is working over there right now, isn't it? Save the Pieces. He enjoys spending time with his wife, Diana, and their 3 children. At the end of the day, Ben typically transitions from his prosthetic to a wheelchair. Having an accessible bathroom and kitchen in the Homes for Troops home limits how often he transfers now from the wheelchair, mitigating the risk of falling. Living in a safe, barrier-free environment enables Ben to focus on his studies and gives him more time for family and coaching youth sports. Despite his international roots and being raised a Texan, Ben chose to build his home in California for the warm climate and to be close to family and the VA. Ben is grateful to have received the specially adapted home and promises to give back to the American people. He says, "I am determined to repay the kindness and generosity my family has received by making a positive impact on the lives of others." Please join me in welcoming First Sergeant Ben Holmes.
So I'm going to start with a quote from Ronald Reagan. He was addressing, I believe it was a group of Marines, it was definitely a group of Marines, I think for the Marine Corps for the Marine Corps birthday in 1985. The quote is, and some of you I'm sure are familiar with it, "Some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world. But the Marines, they don't have that problem." Good evening. Thanks for having me. This is fantastic. My name is Ben Holmes. I'm not sure. I appreciate the intent behind Reagan's statement. I get it. I appreciate it. Not sure if it's true. So if you don't mind, as we go through the rest of the night, at least my portion of the night, we'll kind of tap into that and we'll try and see just how accurate that statement is. To do this, I plan on telling you a little bit about myself. Plan on telling some stories. I plan on not getting political. All of which is a shameless attempt to get you to like me and to think I'm a good guy. So I was wondering how that was going to go, and I don't want to double tap all this stuff, but let me go with 2 Purple Hearts. Good. Outstanding volunteer service. Good. Valor in combat. Good. Trio of master's degrees. Good. And the reigning substitute teacher of the year for Vista Unified School District. I promise you I'm not up here self-promoting. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I am truly, truly proud of all that. But to be honest with you, that's headline stuff. It's nice stuff to put on a resume if I ever decide to get a real job. But the truth is, I am I'm pretty average guy. Pretty average guy. I definitely consider myself, depending on your persuasion, blessed, lucky, fortunate, whatever you want to call it, to the extreme. And that's really kind of at the heart of what I'm going to talk about, because I get to live in a mortgage-free home, and I get to juggle part-time jobs, which I enjoy, with a family of 4 at home and a grandson I forgot to mention. Not at home, but got the grandson. So let me go from there. I have one, I'm getting older, but 2, I have a unique habit of finding spots in the road in foreign countries that explode and then driving over them. So partially due to that, maybe some of the age too, I'm always kind of shocked. As I was putting this together, I was kind of shocked to realize that there's entire months and weeks and days that I have trouble recalling. Other things, like incidents and details, I can recall with amazing clarity. So where to start this self-reflective journey and stories that we're going to share? let me start in 1988. I remember, well, not this was 88, maybe a little before, but I distinctly remember, that thing doesn't come off, it's gonna tie me here, drawing USA rocket ships. Now, not a big deal. Everyone drew rocket ships. I say we, sending people to space, sending people to the moon. But I distinctly remember that. I remember doing a school project in 1988 based on Carl Lewis. Love Carl Lewis. Cheered for Carl Lewis in the 88 Olympics. I was in New Zealand. All right, I was in New Zealand. I remember going to school in 1989, the following year after I'd done my awesome Carl Lewis project, and telling my friends, so this I'm 11, 12, and telling my friends that I was moving to America. And no one believed me. They thought I was kidding. That's always stuck with me. Now, I remember very clearly being on a plane with my younger brother, bouncing back and forth to the windows from one side of the plane to the other in the back, trying to find the lights of Disneyland. There's lots of lights in LA. I'd never seen that many lights. We were looking for Disneyland. I was convinced that we found it. Probably not, but I remember that. I remember driving the 2 hours from, we landed in Dallas. It was about a 2-hour drive out to Yannis, Texas, where I grew up. I remember very, very specifically being amazed at the sheer volume of McDonald's along the way. We had one in Dunedin, and it had been there for about a year. I think there were 2 in the entire country. So, not like McDonald's, but just being amazed. And my little brother and I were just counting the McDonald's along the way. Most importantly, it was nighttime during the drive. I remember waking up the very next day and looking out of a window at leafless trees. It was January, I think it was January. Big yard and a lake. And I kid you not, and I just one of those things that I distinctly remember the feeling and the emotion. I remember thinking to myself, that's America. That's it, that's America. It's the first time I'd seen it in the daylight. Right outside my window was America. Now, I tell you that to kind of frame where I'm coming from. Am I making a difference at this point? Nah, no way, but I'm a kid, right? So not my fault. I haven't joined the Marine Corps yet, but I grow up. I'll tell you that story later. Grow up, join the Marine Corps, and then I'll fast forward a little bit. So no difference making yet, but I'm a kid, so you guys can cut me a break on that one. All right, push forward a couple of years. Between 2005 and 2009, I was a drill instructor. Being a drill instructor comes with inherent influence. I had 8 platoons, over 1,000 recruits over the course of 3 years. So wielding influence kind of comes with the territory. I remember, and I would, if there's a Marine in the room that can prove me wrong on this, we can talk about it later. I can remember my drill instructors from I don't know how many years ago. Sergeant Thomas, Sergeant Zigvoos, Durrell, and Branscombe. So definitely being in that position as a drill instructor, definitely in a position to wield influence. Comes with it. Hopefully doing some good there. The drill field, there ain't drill instructors? I know there's Marines out there. Drill instructors? The drill field is not a fun place. Glad I did it. It's a big part of who I am. When I say drill field, I just mean being a drill instructor. And there's the drill instructor to recruit interaction that everyone should at least have a passing familiarity with. For our purposes, I'm talking more about the drill instructor relationship. That place is horrible. The drill field is the worst possible combination of alpha males shoved together and having a super rigid pecking order and hierarchy imposed upon them. It is not. Again, it's purpose-driven. We're there to train recruits, and I'm glad I did it. Wouldn't do it again. So not bad-mouthing it, but it is not a good environment. I was convinced as a new drill instructors are, they have it worse than recruits. Recruits who are getting trained live a life of luxury. They get to eat 3 meals a day and get 8 hours of sleep a night, 7. Right? That's fantastic. New drill instructors, not so much. It is a horrible, horrible environment. I was convinced, I was a little older when I went to the drill field. I'd been to Iraq a couple of times. And I was convinced that I wasn't going to do the same things that had been done to me and I saw done to others. It wasn't productive. It's inherently hard. The recruit training environment is inherently hard. The hours, the dedication, pushing recruits, moving 22 hours a day, constantly screaming. It is inherently a tough environment. And I was convinced that given the opportunity, I would apply a little bit of common sense and without giving up any rigor or making it any less hard on recruits, because we all want recruits to suffer, that I would implement some changes, and I did. When I was a chief drill instructor, I went out of my way to make sure that new drill instructors were treated humanely. They got to go home and see their families. And the one which I'm most proud of looking back is I was a big college guy. I figured if this dude wants to go to college and he's meeting his requirements and he can train the recruits and he's there when he's supposed to be and he can go to college, he can take some classes on the side, that sounded good to me. So unironically, I got a lot of crap for this. I was Delta Company, and we picked up the moniker of Delta University, which was a pejorative, it was a bad thing, which is incredibly ironic to me, especially looking back at it, because that's insane, and I'm incredibly proud of that. So there's that. Let me fast forward to another couple of years to Afghanistan. When I say Afghanistan, I went in 2010, and we extended over the Christmas into 2011. So I'll say 10 or 11, excuse me, use the dates interchangeably. It was, by all accounts, a wildly successful deployment for us, for my company. I was an operations chief. I got to do lots of cool stuff. We found lots of weapons. We got rid of lots of drugs. We got rid of lots of bombs. Towards the end of the deployment, I found myself as a company gunnery sergeant. I got to do so much fun. I got a lot of leeway and got to do what I want, do what I wanted. So I was sitting on with 4 younger Marines, sitting up on a mountaintop, overlooking a wide stretch of valley floor, about 4 or 5 miles open terrain, and on the far side there was a canyon that we knew we were going up that canyon eventually. It was pretty big. I don't mean to like romanticize it, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. We knew we were going there. At the other end of the canyon was a set of villages. They knew we were coming, and that's where I found myself. Now, as I looked, this story, I think his story is, my biggest regret is the guy that I didn't kill. As we're looking at the mouth of this canyon, we're looking through binoculars, can barely see it with the naked eye. 2 guys on a motorcycle pull up, right? They're coming towards us now. Again, this is a distance that's far enough away to where we can't reach with our weapons. But they're coming towards us, and I watched them stop, get off this motorcycle, and we're kind of watching them move back and forth. I've already called it up. The rest of the company was about 3 miles this way, and they could not see what I could see. Me and the other Marines up on this mountain. So I called the company commander and let them know what was going on. They spun up mortars. We had indirect fire ready to go on these guys. All of the tactics, I'd been around a while. I knew what I was looking for. All of the tactics, the techniques, the procedures, they were on the reverse side of a slope. There were 2 of them on a motorcycle. They would go back and forth behind a boulder and then do something in a road. I can see tracks. I know that on the reverse side of the little knoll they're on I know what they're doing. They're putting an IED in the road. I know it. As I look back, I knew it then. As I look back now, I know it. 100%, no doubt. The other 4 Marines who were with me, they knew it. This went on for about 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes of us watching these guys. They were dialed up. We knew we could drop mortars on them at any time. It was entirely 100% at my discretion. We would take turns looking through different optics. watching them. And the Marines are like, Gunny, let's drop. What are you doing? I knew what they were doing. I never called fire. It was spun up. We could have had them maybe with one adjustment. Definitely would have got them. I didn't because we could not physically see because of the knoll. I cannot emphasize to you enough how much I knew what they were doing. I could not physically see them putting yellow jugs into the ground, which was clearly spelled out in the rules of engagement. So if I would have said fire, it would have been justified, entirely justified shot. We would have got them, and we would have prevented maybe other IEDs from going in the ground. I also, man, I regret not taking that shot. I also knew that I wasn't going back to Afghanistan, although I didn't know exactly how I was going to leave it. But I knew I wasn't coming back. I knew those 4 Marines were. And there's no way on God's green earth I was going to let them know that it's okay sometimes to violate the rules of engagement. If you think it's okay, go ahead. Now, I've wrestled with this. I don't lose any sleep over it, but I think about it a lot. I did the right thing. As much as I regret it, absolutely I regret it, definitely did the right thing. Shot not taken. Did I or have I made a difference? To recruits, yes, obviously I mentioned that as a drill instructor, you can't help but make a difference in recruits' lives. With other drill instructors, yeah, pretty sure I did, because I know I had guys come up to me several years later and thank me for getting them into college. One of them went to MECEP and went on and got a commission and became an officer. Making a difference? Yeah, sure. Making a difference in this Afghanistan mountaintop scenario? God, I hope so. Those kids went back, and I hope they played by the rules. Hope I made a difference. Let me change settings, come forward a couple of years, and talk about being in a classroom. So we're talking, I retired in 2015. I was in a classroom off and on as a substitute teacher from 2016 until this school year. I have to differentiate between day-to-day substitute teaching, which is show up, hang out with kids, try and get them to do whatever they're supposed to be doing, and then go away, which is fantastic. And long-term substitute teaching, which I have done fairly consistently for the last 3 years. I'm in the same school. If a teacher got pregnant, there's a pretty good chance I was going to substitute for that teacher. And they kept me busy, right? So when I say substitute teacher in the context that I'll talk about here, I'm talking about long-term, essentially a full-time teacher. In the classroom, I am always shocked at how much being a drill instructor translates directly to a middle school classroom. It is astounding. And I think the kids actually, I think they like it. I'm honest with kids. I have a master's degree in history. I try to teach history. Oh man, don't get me going on stories about how I've also done middle school pottery and online dance. That's not on my cards. I'm not going to go down that road. Love history. I'm honest with kids. I'm pretty direct. I do not bring politics in the classroom. I'm trying not to bring it here. Time and place for everything. The classroom, in my opinion, especially a middle school classroom, is not it. Now, please don't misinterpret that to think that my positions and my views are not fairly evident within 5 minutes of being in a classroom with me if you know what you're looking for, even if you don't know what you're looking for, right? I don't shy away from what I believe and what I hold dear to my heart, but I also don't drag it into the classroom with me. So, talk about Sydney. Sydney was a 7th grade girl that I had a couple years ago. Sydney was, the kids would say, well, I think they still say it, Sydney was extra. Sydney was definitely somewhere on the continuum between the L and the plus. Don't know where, didn't get into it, didn't affect our relationship in the classroom, but clearly somewhere on that spectrum. Sydney liked to hang out and hang out after class, and she was in ASB, so the kids would hang out and sell popsicles. You talk about some weird conversations. Weird. Just a weird extra kid. I knew that, and Sydney knew too, and I think anyone with I shouldn't say half a brain, that is vaguely aware, has some small modicum of situational awareness, knows that me and Sydney were not going to have anything in common outside of the classroom. We weren't going to be in the same social circles. We just weren't. I got a letter from that kid after the school year, which I typically do. I'm a pretty popular guy, so I'm good at what I do. Got a letter from Sydney, which I wasn't expecting. And Sydney said to me something to the effect of, "Dear Mr. Holmes, thanks for everything. You are the only teacher who ever treated me like I was normal." I just treated Sydney like the other kids, right? But the fact that coming from her to me and making me wonder what else is going on with other teachers, that hit me in the feels. Because it is not a kid. Kids come up to me all the time and talk about the Second Amendment after class. No, this was not Sydney. So that meant a lot to me. Another one. By this point, you should be getting a sense that I'm a pretty good guy. That's what I'm going for. Do the right thing. Hopefully you're starting to get on my side. Another instance, I had a kid named Alex. Now this is different school, it was 2020. I'll try to set up the scenario for you quickly. We were in class. The rest of California, no one was in class. Kids weren't in school. I was part of the SEAS program. To this day, I still don't know what SEAS stands for. S-E-A-S, SEAS program. What it translates to is kids with super significant behavioral problems and super top secret stuff that I can't get into, nor do I want to get into, nor am I privy to why they were there. But this group of 6 kids, 5, 6 kids, I had in class for a long-term substitute thing. We were the only ones on campus. There were a couple of teachers. They were supposed to be doing their stuff online. The principal was there, and I had 2 aides. So it was me. The aides I forget their schedule, but typically there were at least 2 of us in the room for 5, sometimes 6 kids. I was told up front, and I appreciated this, any schoolwork I got them to do or any learning that they happened to stumble upon was a bonus. I was there to keep them engaged, physically keep them in the classroom, and be a positive human being in their life. That was essentially what I was told by the principal. That's, in a nutshell, what I was supposed to do. One of these kids, he was a little scrawny 6th grader, like way smaller than the other kids. They picked on him a little bit. He took it. He deserved it. He was could be a little butt. A little scrawny dude. He was part of a worst case scenario you could think of for 6th graders going through, this kid had been through. Right? So he was part of a group home that this school had worked with before. I knew that one day, he just wouldn't show up. He'd complete the program he was in, and then he would move on into the foster system, the court system, where he would just not show up one day. So as a part of hanging out with these kids, trying to be a positive human being in their life, it's crazy, it's in middle school. I would take tents in. We would have campouts. We would fly kites. We would watch movies. I get to know these kids about as well as somebody can, and I was there for about 3 months. And it making a difference, like they got some schoolwork done too. I'll be damned if they didn't start turning in some assignments. As well as hanging out in tents. But I knew my last week, my last day being a Friday, I had literally gotten to the point where I was just hoping that I would leave before Alex. The Wednesday, prior to Friday being my last day, I showed up and Alex wasn't there. And it crushed my soul because I knew what that kid had been through. And I had made a difference. Even with just hanging out with a dude in a tent under the tree and then playing wiffle ball, I had been a positive influence in that kid's life. And I showed up, and I guess it's kind of selfish for me to wish that I would leave first, but it crushed my soul. I cursed a lot. A lot more than I should at a school, but it hurt. Make a difference? No, I sure as heck hope so. Make a difference when it matters the most? God, I hope so. I'll never know, but I hope so. Last story, I think. Last story is back in Afghanistan. This is a habit or a trend maybe I need to get away from. Literally 2 days before I was supposed to start heading back up north and leaving the country. That's this day. I don't even remember what day it actually was. But it was a fantastic day. It was a good Marine Corps day. End of the deployment, I was a company gunny. We had sent people away that didn't need to be on Earth anymore. We had found lots of bombs. We'd gotten rid of lots of guns, lots of drugs. We did good things. It was a good deployment. We helped some road. We provided security for highways getting built in Afghanistan by all accounts. Good deployment. But we found many, many IEDs. We also managed to roll over a bunch, more than 30 as a company. So we're in LAVs, which are small tanks. At this point, at the end of the deployment, more than 30 times we had run over IEDs. And no one had died. Lost some internal organs, lots of concussions. But all things considered, that's a pretty good track record, right? So we knew IEDs, hitting IEDs was not, if you hadn't done it, you weren't in the cool club, right? So you had, it wasn't that big a deal. But we had developed a set of internal procedures. A lot of times the radios would go out. IEDs, and it's to this day, that country's just covered with IEDs. And it's just, they're homemade, right? So it's not, there's all over the place. When we hit an IED, a lot of times we'd knock out the radio. There's also a big smoke cloud, right? And typically we'd travel around in at least packs of 3 vehicles. And there was definitely heightened few moments of concern. So if the radios were out and we hit an IED, not we, because I hadn't hit any at this point, not since Iraq in 2004, but not in Afghanistan at this point, I hadn't hit any. If everybody was okay and we were a little bit shaken up, but we all still had our faculties and, well, that sucked, we got blown up, we would send up a white star cluster, right? So the pyro is like fireworks, right? White. And that kind of let everybody know, take your time. Sure, get over to us, help us out. We're probably getting you tow. Bring the mine rollers, bring the dog, bring the sweeper guys, check for secondaries, take your time. We're fine. Red meant the opposite. So it was a glorious day again, glorious day. I was on top of the hill. We watched some F-18s drop bombs into caves. Pretty fantastic way to go out. Solid day. My wingman, the CEO's my wingman, he had left earlier in the day, so it was just kind of me up on top of this hill. Rest of the company's kind of generally in the area. And when I say me, the driver, an interpreter and a mechanic, and a corpsman in the back. So there's 5 of us in LAV. I'm the company gunny. I'm the man. I don't hit IEDs. I certainly don't hit IEDs 2 days before I'm going home. Are you insane? I laugh at you when you hit IEDs. Turn around, started following my own tracks, because if we've driven there previously, chances are it's not going to blow up on us right now. So that's good. So we'd stay in our own tracks. So I was in my own tracks. Don't know if we veered an inch or 2 left or right, or maybe it was a lot of times they'll take metal bowls to try and hit the second or third vehicle in a convoy. It'll crunch down, down, down before it makes connection and then explodes. Not sure what it was. But I found a bomb. We rolled over it. And this is where the remembering distinct things come in. because there's a lot I can't tell you clearly about what happened. I know we were leaving. That was it. Dropped down in a little wadi. I remember coming to, and really the first conscious memory I had was like looking down, and my right foot was at a right angle. So I was standing in the vehicle, the driver was sitting in front of me, and my foot was kind of at a 90-degree angle looking back up at me. And I thought, strange. I also remember thinking, thank God that doesn't hurt. Perhaps I'm in shock, and that's a good thing, because it looked like it should hurt. I went to push myself up out of the turret, and that's when it hit me. That's when I was like, oh man, lots of things really hurt. It's also the time, I've already let the cat out of the bag on this one. That deployment, no one died, but as I was figuring out that I hurt in lots of different places, the driver who was sitting in front of me and literally a foot above the blast regained consciousness. And the sounds of that man in pain, like not a lot stays with me, but Corbello hurting is going to stay with me for a long, long time. And this kind of came all at once. I realized that I wasn't in a good way. I heard Corbello, and I felt so much out of my shoulder. I turned around, the doc was like pointing over in front of the hatch, at the driver's hatch in front of me. So I kind of slumped over. Him and the doc and the mech came over, opened the hatch, and the entire driver's compartment, which I was, again, standing in. So I'm standing here. I can literally put my hand on the driver's head in front of me. And I'm leaning kind of over. The hatch is coming up. The entire driver's compartment, which I hadn't realized, I mean, it's kind of my compartment too, had pushed Corbello up and over and squished him into an area that a human body shouldn't fit into. And we managed to roll his head back, and he's hurting. Missing some teeth, and I can laugh now because he got him knocked out. That hits me. So life already sucks. And then, as I remember kind of slowly gaining awareness and really feeling guilty, because I was like, holy crap, I'm hurting. And then it kind of dawned on me that he's worse off. And I was like, Jesus, I got an interpreter in the back who I haven't even seen or thought of up until this point. I really don't know how long it was. I'm sure it was no more than a few seconds, to be honest with you, but it felt like forever. So I turned around, and our interpreter, who, unlike movie interpreters, this kid was a 19-year-old kid from Brooklyn, who happened to speak Pashto, but it's a good dude. But he was sitting in the back, bloody nose, bloody face, bewildered eyes, and it was when looking back that it hit me. Because I looked at the rolling hills around us, knowing what I was feeling, knowing the shape Corbello was in, and it dawned on me that we were in no shape to defend ourselves. I couldn't see anybody else, and I remember thinking, if we get attacked right now, there's very little that we can do. And here was the kicker. I was in charge. I have never felt the weight of the world crushed down on me like I did in that moment. It's indescribable. I felt completely desolate. I literally crushed. My soul was crushed. And then Doc was like, hey, I don't know how he said it, but I remember it was him and not me. He's like, we should put some pyro up, right? I was like, it's a good idea. So I grabbed pyro, which is behind me. It's fireworks. Red fireworks is all it is. And with the soul literally leaving my body and the weight of the world crushing me, I took off the cap and I remember popping it right here on the rail. It went up. take a second to go up. And the dichotomy of emotion and feeling when it popped, and I heard, even as I look back at it now, it seemed like from all around me, coming from every direction and coming from no more than 5 feet away, I heard, holy fuck, it's red, it's red, it's red, it's red. So let's get to them. And with my friends, they were coming to get us. And they saw it was red. And they were coming to get us. Now, the flip of emotions, like, if I could bottle this and sell it, I would. Completely defeated, so the weight of the world crushing me, to the absolute relief and amazement and just the warm feeling of relaxing. And I'm okay, and I can be hurt. Let's take care of Cabello. We're all hurt, but God damn it, those guys are right there, and they're coming to get me. I've never felt anything like that until that point. So, how do I make that? How do I turn that into an allegory? That feeling of support and love and knowing that everything's going to be okay hasn't left me since then. It hasn't. That's where you come in. The American people, and more specifically, you all, in this case, have provided an extension of that feeling in the years since. When you consider Homes for Our Troops has built 369 homes for severely disabled veterans, 46 in California, 6 are being currently built. The Diamond Bar Women's Club, are we at $37,000 for Making Spirits Bright? Did you guys make it?
We're
Close?
close.
$37,000 that you're giving to people who were, to me. That's, my kids went to summer camps held by the Armed Forces YMCA at 29 Palms. Some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world. I'll tell you from a Marine perspective, not sure if I have that problem or not. God, I hope I've made a difference. But I can tell you, you don't have to worry about it. None of you in this room have to worry about it. Don't wonder, because you are making a difference. You're making a difference in my life, in those guys' lives. You're making a difference every day with the things that you do. So keep doing it. But also take time to stop and reflect on how much of a difference you are making. That's all I got. Thanks.
A challenge coin is a cherished tradition deeply rooted in military and various other organizations, including the Freemasons. It is a symbol of identity, pride, and unity. These coins are often given to commemorate accomplishments, demonstrate membership, or simply as tokens of appreciation and respect. Tonight, we have the privilege of presenting a unique Masonic Challenge coin to our distinguished guest, United States Marine Corps veteran, who has not only served our nation, but also continues to embody the principles of honor, integrity, and service. This coin is a symbol of the deep respect and admiration we hold for our military veterans, for their unwavering commitment to our nation's safety, and for their dedication to the value we all hold dear. It is presented with heartfelt gratitude for their service and as a reminder of the lasting bonds forged here tonight between our Marine Corps veterans, the Rotary Club, the Women's Club, and the Masonic Lodge. Please join me in congratulating and honoring this First Sergeant Ben Holmes as he receives this Masonic Challenge coin. Your service and inspiration inspire us all, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your commitment to our country and community.
Brother Rotarian Derek Bomano, do you have a presentation? I do, worshipful sir. Step up, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, fellow patriots, tonight we gather to recognize a truly exceptional individual and honor the enduring legacy of First Sergeant Ben Holmes, a name synonymous with courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication to our country. It is with great pride and deep gratitude that sorry, I forgot my glasses. I might, actually. That we announce the presentation of an honorarium in the amount of $1,000. Given in the name of First Sergeant Ben Holmes, in the remarkable organization known as Homes for Our Troops. Homes for Our Troops represents the very essence of compassion and support for our nation's severely injured post 9/11 veterans. This nonprofit organization goes well above and beyond to provide specially adapted custom homes to veterans who have borne the most significant physical and emotional scars in their service to our great nation. These homes are not just buildings. They are symbols of freedom, independence, and a fresh start for those who have sacrificed so much. We truly set Homes for Our Troops apart is their unwavering commitment to rebuilding lives. They don't stop at building homes. They continue to stand with our veterans after and offer home delivery, provide vital support through financial planning, home ownership, education, and warranty coverage. Their dedication extends well beyond these homes, ensuring that our veterans have the tools they need to thrive as they reintegrate into civilian society.
Very good. Brother Graham, you will muster all active duty and veteran Marines here and assembled into a single rank at the foot of the stage facing the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and join me in singing the Marine Corps hymn. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles on the air and land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to make our honor clean. We are proud to get the title of the United States Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Brother Graham, are you in possession of the cutting instrument?
Yes, worshipful, sir.
You will conduct the cake along with the oldest Marine, Brother Rick Wood, and the youngest Marine, let's see, that is going to be Marine Vandermark, up to the stage. Brother Graham, you'll cut the cake, and Brother Wood, you will serve the youngest Marine. Cut him a big piece.
Oh, come on, man. You're the big, tall kid. Thank you. Lance Corporal? Big, tall kid. You look good. And with this, I'm sure that your drill sergeant will drum you a little faster to get rid of all the calibers. Congratulations. Thank you very, very much. Gotta have a bite. All right.
If I could hand Lance Corporal Connor McHale and Rotarian Dominic Torres join me on stage. The Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support is a remarkable organization dedicated to making a meaningful difference in the lives of military families. Founded with a clear mission, this club operates with a deep understanding of the unique challenges faced by military households. They are committed to providing comprehensive support and resources to address these challenges, ensuring the well-being and resilience of those who serve our nation. Notably, the club has undertaken significant steps to tackle food insecurity among junior enlisted families, exemplifying their unwavering commitment to make a positive impact. To date, this club has provided over 13 tons of food and supplies to junior enlisted Navy and Marine Corps families. Through their collective efforts and unwavering dedication, they stand as a beacon of hope and support for military families, embodying the spirit of embodying Rotary's motto, service above self. Do you have a presentation, brother?
That I do.
Step over here.
Tonight, we come together not only to celebrate the rich tradition of the United States Marine Corps and not looking bad at 248 years old, but also to reaffirm our commitment to those who have served our nation with honor and dedication. It is with great pride and gratitude that we have the privilege to present a check for $1,000 to the Armed Services YMCA. This donation stands as a symbol of our unwavering support for the men and women who have selflessly defended our freedoms. The Armed Services YMCA has been a steadfast companion to our military families, offering vital programs that strengthen our armed forces' resilience and well-being. As we honor the legacy of the Marines and all of our brave service members, let us remember that our support extends far beyond this check. It is a reflection of our enduring commitment to their welfare. Thank you for joining us for this noble cause, and may our shared dedication continue to uplift the lives of those who have sacrificed so much for our great tradition. Yep, absolutely. And there she is.
Guys, right next to each other. Like
We're all ready together.
Okay, so don't go anywhere there, Lance Corporal. I'm going to take that. So tonight, the executive director of the YMCA, Patrick Byrne at 29 Palms, was going to be here, but he's fallen ill. He sent Lance Corporal Lance Corporal McHale here in his stead. But there's more. On November 21st, 2005, we celebrated a significant moment in our lodge's history when William Howard Gill was initiated a Master Mason. In 2018, William passed away and entered our Celestial Lodge. Looking back to the roots of our ancient stonemason predecessors, there you go, we find a long-standing commitment to caring for widows and orphans, of our fellow Masons. Their craft was physically demanding and fraught with danger, but this tradition of looking after a brother's widow remains alive and well in our modern Masonic Lodge. Bill's widow, Carol Gill, became an integral part of our lodge's charitable endeavors, particularly those dedicated to the Marine Corps. Carol's own father had passed away early in her life, and she forged a deep bond with her father-in-law, Edward Wayne Gill, who to her became a second father. At the age of 20 in 1942, Edward enlisted in the Marine Corps and valiantly served for 3 years during World War II. His deployments took him to Guam and Iwo Jima, where he witnessed the iconic flag raising and was wounded in combat. He bore the scars of his service, proudly receiving a Purple Heart for his sacrifice. In 2022, Edward Gill, a true American hero, left us at the remarkable age of 100. Before retiring, his daughter-in-law, Carol, was a successful owner of a clothing store in Glendora, and with her retirement came a trove of fabric scraps. Upon learning of our lodge's commitment to supporting Marine Corps and Navy families stationed at 29 Palms, Carol sprang into action. She dedicated her time and talent to crafting 15 exquisite children's quilts for those families, with more on the way. Isabella Foster, the secretary of the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support, will assist in making this presentation.
It is my privilege to represent San Dimas Masonic Lodge number 428 today. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the families at 29 Palms, and on behalf of the Lodge, I present 15 meticulously handmade children's quilt as a symbol to our support and care. Here is one of the beautifully crafted quilts as a token of our enduring commitment. I wanted the one with the rubber duckies.
Brother Pilato, do you have a presentation?
I do.
Would the members of the Military Outreach Committee for the Diamond Bar Women's Club please join us on stage?
Our ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to stand here before you tonight on behalf of the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support. We're here not just to mark the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps, but also to exemplify the spirit of giving and support that unites us all. In this season of giving, where the warmth of our hearts is reflected in our actions, it's truly heartwarming to witness the incredible efforts of the Diamond Bar Women's Club Military Outreach Committee. Their Making Spirits Bright project, which brings joy and Christmas gifts to enlisted Marine Corps and Navy families at the 29 Palms Marine Corps Base and Camp Pendleton, is nothing short of remarkable. As we gather with loved ones during the holiday season, it's essential to remember those who serve far from their homes, especially our brave men and women in uniforms and their families. They make tremendous sacrifices so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we hold dear. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I announce the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support's donation to the Military Outreach Committee of the Diamond Bars Women Club. This contribution is a tangible representation of our appreciation for your dedication to spreading joy during the holidays. With this donation, we aim to support the Making Spirits Bright project in its mission to bring smiles and happiness to the faces of those who serve our nation. It's a small token of our immense gratitude for the sacrifices and an acknowledgement of the incredible work that the Military Outreach Committee does year after year. The power of community and the spirit of giving are at the core of our Rotary Club's mission. We firmly believe in service above self, and tonight, this donation represents our commitment to that principle. It's a symbol of our collective effort to ensure that no military family feels alone or forgotten during this special time of year. So on behalf of the Satellite Rotary Club of Military Family Support, I know that's a mouthful, I proudly present this check for $5,000 to the Military Outreach Committee of the Diamond Bar Women's Club. May it help making spirits bright for the heroes and their families who protect our freedom. Thank you for your incredible work and allowing us to be part of this wonderful initiative.
Thank
Let's continue to spread the joy, love, and gratitude, not only during the holiday season, but throughout the year. Together, we can make a lasting difference in the lives of those who sacrifice so much for us. Thank you, and may our giving spirit shine brightly this holiday season.
Thank you. On behalf of myself and the Military Outreach Committee, I would like to thank the San Dimas Rotary and the Masons, the Masonic Lodge, for their generous donations to help our enlisted military families so deeply needed. However, I also want to thank each and every one of you for attending this fabulous event. I hope you think it's fabulous. And for joining us in this event. And without you and your contribution, your donation, and your effort and your support, we would not be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for the Diamond Bar Women's Club? The history of the Absent Companions Toast can be traced back to the American Civil War. During this tumultuous period, soldiers would raise glasses in memory of fallen comrades who could not be present to join in celebration. Over time, the practice evolved into a formalized ritual. In the military, the toast often occurs during formal dinners, reunions, and other gatherings where service members come together. It serves as a moment of reflection and remembrance, highlighting the enduring camaraderie and the profound impact of military service on an individual's life. The primary purpose of the Absent Companions Toast is to pay tribute to those who cannot be present, emphasizing the importance of their contribution and sacrifice. It serves as a reminder of the enduring bonds forged in challenging circumstances and the unbreakable connection of service members. Tonight, we will dedicate our Absent Companions Toast to two Gold Star families, one with a Marine son and one with an Army nephew. Would Brother Gunnery Sergeant Larry Graham join me on stage? Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for this toast, please charge a cup or glass with water, tea, or coffee. The title of Gold Star Family is reserved for those who've lost a military member in the line of duty. It serves as a poignant tribute to the service member's ultimate sacrifice and acknowledges the profound grief and ongoing healing of their family. Although the United States is not currently engaged in a conflict as all-encompassing as World War II, the number of living Gold Star families is more substantial than you might think. According to a Military Times article, since the tragic events of 9/11, over 16,000 service members have lost their lives in non-combat situations, and over 7,000 have made the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq and Afghanistan wars alone. Furthermore, there are thousands of living Gold Star families who endure the loss of loved ones from conflicts ranging from World War I and II to Korea, Vietnam, and the various other conflicts throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. Would Carlos and Evelyn Baltierra please rise? Private First Class Brian Juan Carlos Baltierra was born on September 18, 2001. He was the cherished son of Carlos and Evelyn Baltierra, a loving brother to Natalie, Emily, and Sarah. His passion for acting, childhood involvement in Cub Scouts, and active participation in city sports leagues and high school cross-country were testament to his vibrant youth. Brian filled his dream of becoming a Marine, enlisting at the age of 17 and earning that title upon graduating boot camp in July 2019. He was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, where he found a deep sense of brotherhood and embraced the rigorous training. Tragically, on July 30th, 2020, exactly 1 year after joining the Marines, Brian lost his life in an amphibious vehicle accident during a routine training exercise. Brian is remembered for his positivity, love of paintball, concerts, Panda Express, old school rhythm and blues music. He leaves behind a legacy of honor and commitment, greatly missed but forever cherished by his family and fellow Marines. PFC Brian Juan Carlos Baltierra is survived by his father Carlos, mother Evelyn, and three sisters Natalie, Emily, and Sarah. Would Cynthia Williams please rise? Cynthia Williams is the aunt of Staff Sergeant Kenneth Wade Bennett, hailing from Glendora, California. He enlisted in the Army in 2004 with a determination to serve his country. In 2006, he underwent the intensive training to specialize as an explosive ordnance disposal EOD technician. His dedication led him to be assigned to the 53rd Ordnance Company within Lewis McCord's 3rd Explosive Ordnance Battalion in 2009. On November 10th, today, 2012, 11 years ago today, during his 3rd deployment to Afghanistan, Staff Sergeant Bennett made the ultimate sacrifice while in the Sperwan Gar area of the Kandahar province. He encountered an improvised explosive device during combat operations, resulting in his untimely passing. His accolades include the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, an Army Commendation Medal with oak leaf clusters, the Army Good Conduct Medal with 3 bronze loops, the National Defense Service Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal with 1 campaign star, and the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, among others. Bennett leaves behind his beloved wife, Mandy, his cherished children, Leela, Grace, and Wade Zeus, his grieving parents, Nancy and Ken, along with his sister, Renee, and his aunt, Cynthia Williams, all of whom will forever remember his dedication and service. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Brother Gunnery Sergeant Leathery Graham, you will conduct our absent companion's toast.
As we raise our glasses in this absent companion's toast, let us remember all the absent comrades who have made the unlimited sacrifices and the Gold Star families who bear the weight of that loss. To my fellow Marine Private First Class Brian Baltiera, and to Army Staff Sergeant Kenneth Wade Bennett, and to their families, we offer our deepest gratitude and heartfelt condolences. Though they are absent in body, their spirit lives on in our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, let us honor them with this toast. To absent companions, we salute you.
To absent companions, we salute you. Please be seated. Good job, brother. You will find information about a scholarship fund established to honor PFC Baltiera in your program. I now call on Worshipful Wayne Schmidt, Master of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge, to make closing remarks. Is it time for us to go, Bob? Is that what's happening?
As we draw this evening to a close, I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for being a part of this special gathering tonight. We have come together not only as friends and colleagues, but as a community dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of our veterans and military families. Our time together has been filled with camaraderie, shared stories, and profound sense of purpose. It is heartwarming to witness the generosity and commitment of all those who have contributed to the success of this event tonight. Together, we have celebrated the remarkable traditions of the United States Marine Corps, honored our veterans, and raised crucial funds to support organizations like Home for Our Troops and the Armed Services YMCA. I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the dedicated volunteers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this evening possible. Your selfless contributions have not gone unnoticed and are immensely grateful for your service. I want to also acknowledge the invaluable support of our partners in service, the San Dimas Rotary Club, the Diamond Bar Women's Club. Your unwavering commitment to our community is a testament to the power of collaboration in achieving our shared goals. A special thanks goes to Special thanks goes to our Master of Ceremonies, Raymond Foster, past Master of San Dimas Masonic Lodge. Your eloquent and engaging presence has guided us through the evening with grace and professionalism. To our Marine Corps veterans in attendance tonight, your service and sacrifice are a constant source of inspiration, and we are deeply honored to have you with us. Let us leave here tonight with our hearts full of gratitude, knowing that our collective efforts will make a real difference in the lives of those who have defended our freedoms. Our commitment to service, both as Masons and as members of a broader community, remains unwavering. May you all have a safe journey home, and I look forward to the opportunity to stand together again in service with you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce the kitchen and all our volunteers. Come on, step out here. These are the people who made the meal for us tonight. Come on, everybody out. Come on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Worshipful Sharf. I now call on our chaplain, Worshipful Robert J. Sharf, to deliver the benediction. Would you please rise and remain standing through the benediction and the retirements of colors until dismissal.
Almighty and gracious God, as we conclude this evening of camaraderie and tribute to the United States Marine Corps on its 248th birthday, we gather as one community representing many facets of service. We thank you for the presence of our honored veterans who have sacrificed and served selflessly. We are grateful for our dedicated Rotarians who live by the four-way test, seeking to build goodwill and better friendships. We appreciate our members from the Women's Club who tirelessly work to improve our community, and we acknowledge our esteemed Masons, bearers of ancient traditions and pillars of strength. Bless us all as we depart, and may our shared commitment to service, honor, and unity continue to guide our actions. Amen.
Amen. Explorer post number 80, you will retire the colors.
Return, put! Forward, march! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Hold! Left base! Forward, march! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Left, 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 right! Hold! Retire colors! About face. Step forward. Right face. Forward march. Left, 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 right. 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 Left.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that the tip jars are there to honor the explorers who have served your meal and helped us with the colors. As we bring this splendid evening to a close, may we carry with us the spirit of camaraderie, service, and gratitude that has filled this room. Let our hearts remain open to the bonds of friendship and the shared commitment to making a positive impact in our community and nation. Please depart safely, and may you find inspiration in the collective dedication you've witnessed tonight. Good night, God bless you, and God bless the United States Marine Corps.